Get my camera set just right. There we go. Thursday afternoon, sunny like you would not believe. Nice and warm. It's probably 60, 65 degrees out right now. Beautiful days. Birds are chirping. Nice and sunny, nice and warm. In 24 hours time, it's going to be colder than a well digger's ass, and it's going to be snowing. But it's Kentucky. This is what happens this time of year. You know, we can have, 80 degrees one day, rain the next, snow the next, and be back 50-something degrees the day after that. This time of year, still winter time, It's, once it gets, technically the first day of spring being March 21st, sometime between March 21st and April 21st, it'll start to warm up more. But until then, until the 21st of March comes, it's still technically winter. So, and then that's what kills a lot of people, because we'll have, like in the past week or so, we'd have a bunch of nice warm days, and people are like, man, of course the Lowe's and Home Depot and all these places are bringing these flowers out and plants and everything, and people are out here buying them up, putting their gardens in already and putting flowers out, and too early. And people just go ahead and they do it anyway, because they've been cooped up in the house and it's been doom and gloom most of the winter, and they're ready for springtime. They're jumping the gun like crazy, and yeah. And then they're gonna be like, whoa, the stuff I just spent all this money on, most of it's dead or gone, and I don't know, I don't understand why. Well, you planted it way too early. I bought plants, but I have mine kind of tucked off in the corner side. They're still getting full sun, but I can still go out there and I can cover them up, like this for tomorrow anyway. That's gonna have all the snow and everything, so that way they'll still be in the element, but they'll be protected from the element. That's like over here on my side yard, where I have my second elderberry bush plant, tree, whatever you want to call it. It has all kinds of new growth on it and everything else. Now it's still about that tall, but it has little greens on it starting to pop out like leaves wise, because it's like, hey, it's this warm weather, it's springtime, we got to start doing our stuff. And so yesterday when I was out here, I got me a great big old white 5-gallon bucket, and I put it on top of it. Now, being as warm as it is today, it's not going to be super warm inside that bucket, but it's going to be warm enough. And yeah, I did kind of shield it from the sunlight and everything else, but I'm trying to get it to where, not really let it stay dormant, but just protect it from the elements as of right now. Of course, I should have left it outside, taking the bucket off this afternoon and let it enjoy all the sun and everything else. But then I'll just be tricking it, thinking, hey, it's nice warm weather, I'm keep on doing my thing. So after this weekend, after time change and everything else, next week, if it stays close to this kind of weather, I'll take the bucket off during the day when it's nice and sunny, and of course I have to keep watching the weather to make sure there's no hard cases of coldness and everything else. And if there is, I'll put the bucket back on top of it and just let stay nice and warm. But I just gotta protect it the best way I can. Now my great big elderberry bush, tree, how we want to call this thing, on the other side of me back here, there's all kinds of new growth on it coming out, like little leaves and stuff, which I'm kind of worried about. But even though it's just leaves, there's no buds on it. But the leaves, if they get stumped, then it might be even longer for it to come back out again. Which of course, elderberries, they're pretty hardy. It's not like something that you have to really worry too much about, but at the same time you kind of do. But I saw a chainsaw on a stick, pole, shaft, what do you want to call it, I don't know if it's gas or electric. Hopefully it's electric. If it is, even if it's gas, I'll still get it, but I prefer electric. And once I go do some more checking on it, I can't remember which store it was in. I think it was in Rural King. No, it wasn't Rural King. Where was that last time? It might have been Rural King. I don't remember. No, I think it was Walmart. It was either Walmart or Rural King. Either way, I'll look online and see which one has it. And anyway, if I get that, I'm going to trim these branches up on the tree that overhangs my garden area and get all them cut out of the way, so that way after daylight savings time change and everything else, and the sun stays up longer and it has more sunlight and it's not so shaded across my garden bed. I'm going to trim out as much as I can, and so that way when I do that, I'm going to take my other boxes I have and put them up inside here, and clean out all this other clutter crap I have. These other boxes I thought were great and turned out to be crap. And then I get all those put together and dirt them and cap them and everything else. And now my blueberries down here, they haven't started. I mean, I can see like the starts of like new growth, like little the hard caps of leaves starting to form. What I am going to have to do is move out some of the stuff I have around the top of the dirt to keep a lot of the weed population down, and get my blueberry fertilizer, and I'm going to sprinkle across that, and not heavy, just like a light to medium coat around them, and then put that filler I have back on top of it, so that way when it rains and everything or snows and it melts, and it'll make it venture a little more into the root form. A few of the little small things I gotta do around here, trim up some things, fertilize the plants, get everything ready for when spring is actually here. But I still got a lot of stuff to do. I'm not stressing over it. The only thing I am kind of stressing over is getting my blazer fixed. I messed up the right control arm on the blazer, so I gotta get that fixed so we can get the blazer back running, and that way I can, when I have to go to Lowe's and grab some lumber, some 4x4 posts and a few other pieces to get the porch started on, I can get that ball rolling. I got some screws and bolts for my canopy that fell apart last year towards the end of the season, so that way I can get all that on the canopy fixed. I'm looking at getting a canopy for the porch up here. We was at the store at home a few months ago, and me and the wife was looking at some stuff, and she saw a canopy for the table that it goes up. It's like it's like rectangle shaped. It has a weird kind of shape to it. It has LED lights in it and has a little solar thing on the top of it. And of course I liked it. Don't get me wrong. But Rural King has a canopy. It's like a 10 by 10 square canopy that has two side walls that kind of come up like this. They kind of raise up like an awning form. You can have one wall down, have one up, well, like this, and it's like $100 more than what the canopy costs for the table. And I told my wife that this afternoon, I was in there buying chicken feed and goat feed. I showed her the canopy, and I was like, this is something I thought about buying for the front porch. That way we can set it up, build it and put it up on the porch. And of course, there's it has like a frame, like a 4-prong frame. I said we can screw it down to the decking part of the porch out here, and instead of having a single canopy on the table, we can have the whole thing covered, and have one wall down and have one piece up, and kind of be better than what the single little hand crank canopy thing is. she was like really on board with it, so I'm shocked, because usually I suggest something like this and she's like, I don't know. But this time she was like, I really like it. I think, she goes, yeah, she was like, yeah, we should do that. And I was like, kind of like the Fred Sanford, I was like blown away, like, really? I suggest something you're really important? I'm like, wow. Hell must have really froze over. Tomorrow's going to freeze over because it's going to be snowing here tomorrow. But anyway, you know, that's my whole thing, you know. I've talked to a couple of people about building the porch for me. Everybody's been kind of like, yeah, I can do it. But there hasn't been, you know, anything of like, well, when can we get started? You know, it's just like, well, I can do it. About as far as it's gone. I'm going to ask Mike one more time. When he's, you know, I don't care if he comes over one day a week or, you know, during the weekend or something like that, you know. I just want to get it started. I don't care about getting it finished. I just want to get it started. And if Mike can't do it, I'm going to ask Stacy up here in front if he can do it. And, or help get me started at least. And kind of go from there with it. Now, there's a few things that I got to do around here, but you know, it's nothing major. You know, it's the second week of March. I've still got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of things started. They're not completely finished all the way, but I got them started. I'm just kind of taking day by day, and you know, we're going to do it that way. Now, hopefully, Saturday or Sunday, I'm able to get the trailer connected to the back of the Explorer, because since this Blazer's down, the car's down, I borrowed my in-laws' Explorer, and it got a ball hitch, so I'm going to get that connected to the back of it, and either go to Menards or Lowe's, and or both, and get, well, I won't go both. I'll probably go to Lowe's first. Get some cinder blocks. Well, at least 4, maybe 6 cinder blocks, and maybe 8. Let's see, 2, 4, 6. Well, if I get 6 cinder blocks, I will get 6 things of landscaping timbers, and that way I can get my starts for my logs, for my wood logs to have, you know, get stacked up and everything else. I do have a sawhorse on the side over there. I got to get the chainsaw tightened up, the blade tightened up a little bit on it, and start getting some of these longer pieces of wood cut up so we can start stacking over there and take these bigger chunks and stack them over there. But I mean, other than that, really, I mean, then I get the chainsaw and the pole, or the stick as I call it, cut off the branches on the tree that overhang my garden, and yeah, I mean, that's going to take up, you know, a good chunk of, you know, what my list is that has to be done. I guess I might have to borrow my stepdad's floor jack and jack up the ass end of my riding mower so I can pull the tire off there and get the tire replaced, and then when it gets replaced, put it back on there, and put some fuel treatment inside the mower, probably change out the battery, crank that puppy up, and get it ready for mowing, because my yard's kind of crappy right now. I haven't mowed since August of last year. The grass ain't high, it's just kind of like long and laid over, and there's leaves all over the place, and little sticks and twigs and things like that. And of course, if I mow across here, the kids are going to come out here and pick up all the crap out of the yards I might hit with the mower, and then basically just come out here and make the yard as pretty as I can for how it is, and so that way I can start adding in some more container boxes and everything else to make more growing space, and yeah, just basically one step at a time to, because I've told people and I've said it on here, I'm gonna grow as much as I can. I don't care if I overgrow. And what I mean by overgrow is if I plant so much stuff that basically I got stuff running down my ears. Because I have a few friends of mine that, will definitely enjoy the stuff that I grow. I got neighbors around here that can use some of the stuff that I grow. Now they might not get it every week or whatever, here and there kind of stuff, for having fresh vegetables, they'd enjoy it. And then I can can a bunch of it, I can, process a bunch of it, and I can sell a bunch of it. So, but I want to grow as much as possible. I don't want any setbacks, none of this, well, I should have done this, well, I should have done that. No, I'm just going to get a bunch of things together. I'm going to make my beds, make my boxes. Oh, it's kitty cat back there. I kept her crunching. But I'm going to grow as much as possible. And, I don't care if I grow too much, because if I grow too much, I can just sell it at the market. But I am going to grow a lot of peppers. And the reason why I'm going to grow a lot of peppers is because I make my hot sauce. And one of the people I go to the market with, I have her on Facebook. We talk on Messenger back and forth every so often. Every weekend at the market, I always talk with her. We kind of throw ideas back and forth with each other and everything else. And one of the sauces that I make, she came up with a name, and I'm really thinking about using that name. And if I do, I'm going to get a different color cap for the bottle. I'm going to make a new label for it. And but in order to do that, I have to have the right kind of peppers for it. And I'm going to have them separated away from all the hot ones. So that way there's nothing's going to make it hot or anything like that. So I'm really going to think about, making this specialty sauce and using the name of it. I know y'all are dying to know what it is and what the name of it is and everything else, but mum's the word until I get it started. And then once I get a label for it and the special cap for it and everything else, until then, it's a secret. It's like the Wendy's secret or the KFC secret or, whatever else you can think of secret-wise. That's how it's going to be. But yeah, I have a lot of things I'm still working on. I'm making candles as of this moment. I'm making strawberry pound cake candles. I made coffee candles. Blueberry muffin. After I get done with some of these, there's another one I'm wanting to do, which is banana bread, and that one's gonna be a little tricky, but I know I can get it. So, but yeah, I'm getting a bunch of candle-y things made up for the spring market, because when the market does start this year, it's not gonna be like super cold, but it's gonna be cool enough, whatever. And around here it really don't start getting like warm, warm until about mid-May to about, let's say about the middle of May to the 1st of June. That's when it starts to get like 75, 80, and and even then you can still have some cool spells in between, and but it's not like it's going to be right now. It's like 60 degrees, and tomorrow's going to be 24. with snow, it's not going to be like that. But it's still going to be cool enough to where, in the first part of end of April, 1st of May, to where you can still light a candle in the house and have that nice, good smell, good, and everything else. And I've perfected a lot of my candles. I've made improvements. The bad thing with it is, with the price of everything going on right now, I mean, I'm still gonna make money on it, but the price has gone up to a certain form because the price of everything around us has gone crazy. I mean, hell, right now, unleaded gas $4.29 a gallon, and diesel is $4.99 a gallon, and that's the corner gas station up there. I can read the sign. So, and like I told the lady that I was talking about a few minutes ago, I said my only problem of my concern is for raising prices is going to be due to the price of gas. Because with the price of gas, if it keeps going up and up and up and up, basically, yeah, it's going to affect my products for price-wise, because I have to transport from here to there, and it's gonna, it's definitely gonna cause a price factor of what I price my stuff at. But I'm still gonna try to price it as low as possible, just so I know I can sell it. And then on top of it, I'm not gonna be like I was last year. I'm not gonna make all this crazy bread and all these pies and cakes and everything else. I'm gonna make so much of each one, and that's it. And and that's how it's going to be all through the market, unless people say, hey, I need X, Y, and Z, X amount of this and X amount of that, and if you say, I'll be here next weekend, and if I make it and you don't show up, then, if you come by again later and be like, hey, I need this, this, and this, I'm going to be like, well, I made it once before for you, you never showed up, so I'm not going to make it again. You have to go to somebody else. And I hate to be a hard ass and a prick and everything else, but, that's what's going to take place. Because last year, people came in like, hey, I need this and this and this, and I made it, brought it to them, and I waited for like 2 or 3 weeks, and I held on to it, and, they never showed up, and then I just gave it to somebody, or I sold it like the following weekend, and yeah. But the good thing about this is hopefully within the next few weeks, dandelions will start coming up out of the ground, and when they do, we're gonna go dandelion picking. And the reason why is because we got to make dandelion jelly. And then not too long after dandelions come up, the red buds will start coming out. And then I got to pick a bunch of them, the flowers off of them, so that way I can make my red bud jelly. Now, tomorrow or Saturday, one of the two, I am going to start on making some jelly from some of the berries I have in the deep freezer, mainly to alleviate some room in the deep freezer so I can start making jelly. So hopefully with all that said and done, I'll be productively busy Friday and Saturday to some degree, and then after that, I can focus on some other things that I can do inside the house, that I don't have to be outside and freeze my ass off and everything else. But I'm gonna shut up, and y'all have a great rest of your afternoon. You might see me this weekend or before this weekend, hell, who knows. But it is what it is. Y'all have a great day. Keep your nose clean, your powder dry, and catch y'all again later.